Welcome back to Trash Panda Off-Road. This week we're going to replace the crankshaft seal on the Suzuki Samurai and hope that's where all the oil is coming from. You've been following along, hopefully, the last couple of weeks. We've had issues with this small Samurai and the oil leak that caused it to need to be rescued. I have determined through the best of my non-mechanic abilities, it's coming from the lower crank seal. So, in order to get to that, which is the seal back here, so timing cover's got to come off, crank pulley's got to come off, fan's got to come off. We're going to remove the shroud so we have a little bit of room in there. Alternator's got to be loosened up so we can take that belt off. When you remove the fan, that'll remove this pulley on the water pump. Some people will do water pump and stuff while they're in there. I'll look at the timing belt while I'm in there. Basically, it's a lot of taking stuff apart. And then we'll probably have to retime it when we put it back together, but we'll see how that goes. The part currently is on order, so today we'll take it all apart. And tomorrow night after work, we'll put it back together. Got the alternator belt off, fan pulley, crank pulley. Nothing really too difficult here. Take these off. Hopefully the nut comes off and the little post doesn't. Put these posts back in a little bit. It looks like it just had one loose one, so that wasn't bad. Remember, when you do the alternator, there's a bolt here and also a bolt on the bottom down there, and then you can just push it over, pull the belt out. Radiator, a couple of 10 millimeters to take the shroud off. Now I have all kinds of room for activities. And then the belt here, there's just 4 bolts. I only had 3 for some reason. This pulley here came off from right there, so now I can take the timing belt cover off, which is going to be a bunch of 10 millimeters. There's a nut here, one here, down here. I don't remember if there's any coming up like on the 2-liter. We'll find out here in a few minutes, but I've already did a bunch of them. I think I have 1, 2, 3 left to go, and then that should come off. Yeah, there's none on the bottom, so that should come off, and that'll give us a better view of what's going on in there. And I'd imagine it looks kind of oily, if my theory is right, and that is the problem. I should have recorded as I took it off, but there's the oil at the base, and then it looks like all the oil here down in here. So I think I'm gonna run it for a minute and take a look at it and just make sure that's where the oil's coming from now that I have everything out of the way. The only thing that's not hooked up, fan, water pump, alternator. So we're not gonna run it very long. Okay, you can definitely see now the oil is actually underneath that and on the engine, not down here. This is the oil gasket here for the oil pan. There's no gasket, but this is the oil pan. This is actually in the timing cover, so it is leaking right there. So that is the problem. A couple more steps to make sure we get this thing off and get the part corrected. I have a vague memory of when we bought this, the guy said that he had just replaced the timing chain, and that seems to be relatively true. Still can read everything on it. It doesn't have any like cracks or anything like that on it, so we're going to reuse that timing chain. I went ahead and rotated everything, so you need to make sure that you got this point here to that, to that, to that, and then your pulley down at the bottom, your keyway, crankshaft keyway is also pointed this direction. So that's where you need to be in order to take off the timing belt. Now all you got to do now is just take off, loosen up the tensioner, and the belt should come right off. And then the hard part now is going to be taking this bolt off. Now there's a torque spec for this bolt to go back in so that it doesn't mess up the keyway, and I'm not sure what that is, and I'm not 100% sure I'm going to be able to get that off of there. Obviously the timing's going to get all messed up when I do it, so I don't even know why I set it up like that. I got to do it more importantly when I put it on, because it's going to end up turning this thing in order to get that stupid bolt out, and that's a 17 millimeter. So I had to use the old bump method, which basically you put a pry bar on that bolt and then you bump the starter, and that torque is what breaks that bolt free. And then a simple screwdriver to loosen this thing, get it off that shaft. And that's where you're at. So now I'm going to use some picks and get in here and take that out. Actually, wonder if I should leave that in. I'm going to leave that in till tomorrow when the part comes, because I'm not sure if I do that, it's just going to gush out oil. So, I mean, I'm probably going to end up having to do oil change here anyway. Yeah, I'm going to leave that till tomorrow. So, that is the end of today's section of video. I got it all tore apart, and we will move on to something else until the part comes in, and we'll put it back together tomorrow night. It's been about a week, but we have gotten back to it. The weather was really bad. Now it's super hot, but part came in. It's about $6. Used a pick and a little screwdriver, get the old one out. And I used I just used an extension for a ratchet to push the new one back in. I was able to get enough momentum there to push the new one in. So now it's just a simple matter of reassembling everything. We will, oh, I put a little sticker there on the cover. So we'll put this bad boy back on. Spacer, crankcase gear, then this bolt. I got to look up the torque specs for this bolt, because that's got to be torqued right. Otherwise, your keyway will start to chatter. And then if your keyway comes out, it'll mess up the timing and everything. So you have to get that bolt done right. Getting this thing back together, I torqued that bolt down to 95 foot-pounds. You get a lot of different answers on the internet, and I just went with one that I felt was safest. I've always used 95, even on the 16 valves. So that's what we went with here. On a Samurai, the easiest way to do it is block your rear tire and put it in 4th or 5th gear. Oh, see all that pressure that it built up? And that, as you turn it and push down, the engine and makes everything try to move, and it won't enough. It'll hold it back enough so you can get your torque specs in. So now we got to spin that thing back around and get it all lined up, and we will put the timing chain back on. Timing chain's back on. Ran the car very shortly, like maybe a minute, minute and a half, just to verify I'm not getting any more leaks down here. So we're counting that as fixed. Now it's just a matter of putting everything back together. Okay, team, all put back together. Ready to go out on another adventure. Thanks a lot for watching.